Hello, fifth grade. We are getting started on Tuesday's math lesson, page 253 through 254. Now, yesterday we went over introduction to perimeter, so I'm going to recap that for you. So don't forget that perimeter is the distance around the polygon. Now, if you have like a hexagon, you would need to add up all of the sides, right? P equals adding up all of the sides, depending on what they are. Now, this one, you could do a different equation for it, showing that a polygon, oh, where's my marker? Sorry, guys. Polygon would be P equals, you have two sides that are the same, so 2 times length, right? And then these two sides, we could say that they're kind of width, but there's 4 of them, so 4 times W, right? And then you could figure out the polygon that way. Most of the time with these unique shapes, you're just going to add them together, every single side together. So you would have 12 plus 6 plus 6 plus 12 plus 6 plus 6. And then what would you get? P equals 48 yards, right? If you were to add those all up together. Now the same goes for, or something a little bit different for our rectangle. We had the option of adding them all up, the 2 sides of length and the 2 sides of width, or we use the equation. P equals 2 times L plus 2 times width, which is L for length, W for width. So we have P equals, here we have our length of 2 times 12 plus our width. 2 times width is 2 times 8, which is shown here. And then we would have P equals, 2 times 12 is 24, plus 2 times 8 is 16. And when we add 24 plus 16, we get 40 feet, just like we did right here, okay? Now, square is a little bit different, and that's what we're going to be doing today, okay? I don't want you to get confused on square, but I do want you to see that there are 2 ways to do a square. Remember, a square has 4 sides and they're all exactly the same, right? So with a square, you can do P equals side plus side plus side plus side, right? Now, that would be whatever the side is. This right here only gives you one side, which says 5 inches. Well, that's because if it's a square, you know that every single side is all equal and they all are 5 inches, right? So you could go P equals 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5, right? And then you could add those all up to get your answer. Or you can use a different equation, and that equation is P equals 4 times S, which means 4 times side. There are 4 sides. Are you seeing how this is working? Okay, so P equals 4 times our side, which is 5 inches. So P equals 20 inches, right? You got it, okay? So this would be an easier way because you're just multiplying 4 times whatever the side is. And that's how you would get the perimeter of a square. So if we were to take a look at this, and let's figure out problem 1A. It says, Kayla built a square doghouse for Spot. Each side is 4 feet. What is the perimeter of the doghouse? Okay, so our equation, P equals 4 times S for side, and P equals 4, and he said each side is 4 feet, so we would fill in S as 4, which means P equals 16 feet, right? So the perimeter of Caleb's doghouse is 16 feet. See how that's working? Hope you guys are understanding. If you don't, I need you to reach out and let me know, okay? Let's do B together. It says Mrs. Wright had the children measure the rectangular classroom. They found that the length to be 14.3 yards and the width to be 10.9 yards. Find the perimeter of the classroom. So this is going to go with rectangle, right? Rectangle is our equation. P equals 2 times length plus 2 times width. You're going to need to memorize these two equations and including the triangle that we learned yesterday, which remember the triangle was, let me see, do I have room over here? Yep. The triangle was P equals A plus B plus C, okay? So don't forget that equation as well. So now if we're here with Miss Wright's classroom, we have P equals, what did they say? The length was 14.3 times 14.3 plus 2 times 10.9. Okay? So now you have to go ahead and you have to multiply, right? So if you can't multiply like this, you can come over here and write it to the side for yourself like this. Remember? Now remember, when you're multiplying and you have a decimal, you have to count your decimal places and move that over. So if I do 2 times 3, I have 6, 2 times 4, I have 8, 2 times 1, I have 2. How many decimal places do I have here? 1. How many decimal places do I have here? 0. So I need to move it over 1 decimal place, right? So here I have 28.6 plus, and now let's do this one. 10.9 times 2. 2 times 9 is 18. 2 times 0 is 0, plus 1 is 1, and 2 times 1 is 2. I have 1 decimal place here, and I have 0 here, remember? So I'm going to move it over 1, so I have 21.8. I'm going to go ahead and erase this so you guys can see that nice and clear. P equals the length, 28.6 plus the 21.8. Let's go ahead and add these up. 8 plus 6 is 4 with 14 of the 1. 8 plus 1 is 9 plus 1 is 0. So that is, 8 plus 1 is 9 plus 1, so it's a 1. 2 plus 2 is 4 plus 1 is 5. When I added them up, I have bringing my decimal place down. I should get the answer of 50.4 yards. Okay, that's the perimeter for square. So now when we go on to C, let's erase C. C is a triangle, right? So take a look at the triangle. We have, for C, Elizabeth constructed a triangle. 2 of the angles measured 55 degrees and 40 degrees. What is the measurement of the angle? Okay, now here is the angle questions. So don't forget that when we have a triangle, now this is asking for angles, not perimeter, okay? So you got to be careful, okay? So what is the angle? Going back, we have to know that when we're doing our angles in triangle, we have an equation that says A plus B plus C equals 180 degrees. Remember this? So if I have 2 out of the 3 angles for a triangle, I should be able to get my answer because I have 55 plus 40 plus C equals 180, right? So we would do one of 2 things. I can do 55 plus 40 is 95. Then I need to subtract it from 180. This was a 9. Okay, 17 minus 9, so 9. That's an 8. So I should have gotten 85 degrees is the angle in which I'm trying to find, because 55 plus 40 plus 85 should equal 180. So let's see if that worked. 55 plus 40 plus 85 should equal 180. So 5 and 10 is 5 plus 5 is 10. Carry my 1. 8 plus 4 is 12. Plus 5 is 17. Plus that is 18. There you go. We did find our angle. So our triangle, third angle of the triangle was 85 degrees. Okay, so let's look at D. Zach told Mr. Calbert that he constructed a 7-sided octagon. Why is that impossible? A 7-sided octagon. Why is that impossible? I hope you're all thinking octagons have 8 sides like an octopus, 8 legs. Yep, that's right. You cannot construct a 7-sided octagon because an octagon has 8 sides. Good job, guys. Okay, go ahead and I want you to work on 2 through 11, completing all of the assignment. If you guys have any questions or concerns, please let me know.